Jude Bellingham has gone ahead to accept Real Madrid's contract proposal, and as it stands here onto the Rokani Media Football, looks like it's going to be one of the astronomical, emphatic deals that are going to be announced very, very soon. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys, and where you're watching us from? I go by the names of Rokan David. We are here to really bring you the latest news and information as far as your transfers are really concerned. Welcome to the transfer news show here as we discuss James Maddison, just attracting a lot of interest in the summer. Then lastly, we are going to discuss a little bit of a player known as Mason Mount, as his rumors of quitting a side known as Chelsea are going on to escalate, as the new proposed manager of Chelsea is really trying to fight to keep him at the club of Chelsea. Will it be possible? That's what we're going to discuss onto this channel. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel, guys, because the more you subscribe, the more you find yourself in a situation of not missing out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily, especially when you hit the notification bell, right? So let's go, eyes. Fabrizio Romano, a man that first broke the story about Jude Bellingham coming in through and really agreeing a deal to join Real Madrid, has gone ahead and really told us that Jude Bellingham has accepted all the details of Real Madrid contract proposal already 10 days ago. He's excited by Madrid project. Real Madrid want to meet with Borussia Dortmund in May in order to agree on the final package / fee. So, 19 years of age, he's one of the best, I think he's the best midfielder in the world in his age, if at all I'm not mistaken. Now, having gone ahead to agree the contract proposal, that means the business between Real Madrid and Jude Bellingham is done. Now, they are only left to do one thing, to discuss on the amount of money they are going to pay a team known as Borussia Dortmund. We know Real Madrid are always huge spenders, and they expected to spend close to 130 million pounds on Jude Bellingham. But that is really something great for them, and they're really doing good business for the side of Real Madrid, because they sold Casemiro to Manchester United at 70 million pounds, meaning that they just need to find themselves in a position of really adding close to 60 million pounds to sign in Jude Bellingham and get him to the club of Real Madrid. But it's going to be a very amazing signing, because when you look at Toni Kroos and Luka Modric in that midfield, they are all aged. Toni Kroos is like 34, 35 years of age. Luka Modric is 38, 39 years of age, meaning that they need a young midfielder to come in through and really bluster that midfield. I think the future is bright now if at all they secure the signature of Jude Bellingham, because they already have Tchouameni, they have Camavinga, and if at all you are having Camavinga, Tchouameni, and Jude Bellingham in that midfield, I think the future is secured for Real Madrid. So I think it's going to be a very good business, but teams like Liverpool pulled out of the race because their fate for the Champions League had not yet been known. So, and it was hard for Jude Bellingham to come on and really find himself in a position of really siding with Liverpool, yet Liverpool's chances of playing in the Champions League are really minimal. So as it stands, Liverpool lost the race, and they really came out and really pulled out of the deal, and it was broken by Fabrizio Romano that Liverpool have finally pulled out of a deal of Jude Bellingham. They had done the groundwork, they had convinced the player, but the problem was they are nowhere near Champions League football, and this player couldn't come in through to play for them. So they missed out on that player. Man City is another one that say they are really still pushing for the deal to get Jude Bellingham in. So I think Man City can find themselves in a situation of really making it a hard deal for Real Madrid, especially as far as the money involved is concerned. Why? They'll need to put in a lot of money to get this player. The moment Man City comes in through, you understand, they can find themselves in a situation of really out-competing Real Madrid. So Real Madrid might find themselves paying close to 150 million pounds if at all City comes in through and obviously tries to distort this transfer of Bellingham from Borussia Dortmund to Madrid. But the good news is that to all Madrid fans all over the world, it has been agreed. The contract proposal has been agreed by Jude Bellingham, and everything is going to go on as planned. Let's go a little bit of James Maddison. James Maddison, what is the latest coming in from Footy Insider 24/7? Newcastle have opened talks with Leicester's James Maddison over a summer move. Eddie Howe's side have been long-term admirers of midfielder and look set to make another attempt to sign him. And guys, remember, in the summer transfer window, Newcastle had £60 million and they want to sign James Maddison, and the deal never came to materialization because Leicester City just saw it that it was bad to find themselves in a position of really getting this boy out of the way, because he is really a player that plays well and gives them lots of goals and assists. So they found it insane to let him go, but I think that's not going ahead to help them a lot because they are still into the relegation zone. That is Leicester City for you. So when it comes to a team like Newcastle, they're having the money, and I think if at all they qualify for the Champions League, James Maddison will have nothing to do. He'll just find himself in the ilk of leaving and obviously playing for Newcastle, because Man City is in the mix. I've seen United being linked to James Maddison, but I believe Newcastle are really going to have a very huge edge over these other teams, because I think he can find himself playing into a Newcastle side and getting that position more than any other teams that are interested in him. So when you look at the Premier League table, Leicester City is placed 18th. They're having 3 games to go. So they need to win. They need to win all their games to hit like 39 points. That's it. If at all they don't, then they are going to be relegated, and it will be music to ears to a team like Newcastle to get this player on a cheap, because if his value whilst in the Premier League is £60 million, that means if he's relegated, there is a clause that will indicate the amount of money that they will come to really sell off this player, and I think it will be around 30 or 40 million pounds. That is James Maddison for you. So let's wait and see where James Maddison is really going to be next season. But it looks like Newcastle have opened talks with Mason Mount. It's not Mason Mount, it's James Maddison, to let him know of their interest. Now, Mason Mount is one of those players that has been in the news, linking him to move away out of Chelsea. Now, Sammy McBall, coming in from the Daily Mail, he's a chief football reporter, has confirmed to us that Mauricio Pochettino sorry about that. Mauricio Pochettino has identified Mason Mount as someone who can play an integral role in his Chelsea team next season. He's a big admirer of Mason Mount's ability on the ball and work ethic, and feels he would suit the style he wants to implement. That is Sammy McBall, and Mauricio Pochettino is fighting to convince this player to stay, and I think it's one of the missions that Tony Boyle and Egbeli, the co-chairman of Chelsea, have gone ahead to really task the new manager of Chelsea, because Mauricio Pochettino is soon going to be announced as the new manager of Chelsea, and it's assumed that this week won't elapse before that huge announcement is going to be made. But for Mason Mount, with interest coming in from teams like Manchester United, Arsenal, Liverpool, I think he now has a decision to make over his future at Chelsea. But when I look at Mason Mount, I just remember how Dele Alli thrived under Mauricio Pochettino at Tottenham Hotspur. That just boils out into one, that he's seeing him as his new Dele Alli, because Dele Alli was all about shooting, carrying that ball and scoring goals. That's it. So I don't see Mason Mount as a very, very talented player that everyone should be really talking about as being a player that Mauricio Pochettino wants to build his team on. But I understand the English factor of players that are really homegrown players. When you look at Chelsea, how many English players do they have? Reece James, one. Then Mason Mount, Sterling, Raheem. They're having Madueke, Conor Gallagher, Benny Chilwell. So they're having some 6-7 homegrown players, and I think you don't need to lose this homegrown player because he's really of huge value, and maybe Pochettino wants to build a lot around him. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Tell me your thoughts about Bellingham accepting Madrid's contractual proposal. Then your thoughts onto James Maddison, Newcastle contacting him. And lastly, what are your thoughts about Mauricio Pochettino convincing Mason Mount that he wants to be that pivotal player into that beautiful game of football that is bringing in at Chelsea next season? I sign out for now. See you later, and I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. Thank you for your prayers, guys. I'm healing and healing and healing and healing. So don't forget to really pray. And I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. I'm out.